Assalamu alaikum. Hello everyone. It's a rainy day today, and I'm with you again with a new topic. I hope everybody's enjoying the rain in Pakistan and Sindh today. I'm just waiting for 2 or 3 students to appear, and then I should go on my lecture today. So unless these students appear, let's talk about the yesterday's lecture. I hope everybody practiced at their homes yesterday. If you have not practiced those at your homes, then I just again ask you to repeat the same practice at your homes. If you really want to improve your speaking, since we are not the native speakers, so what we have to do for improving the language, we have to do the practice, more and more practice at our home, okay? So it's very simple. It's very simple. We have to make our tongue habitual of speaking. Once we become habitual of speaking, it becomes easier for us to speak, okay? I know everybody is understanding. It means you know English. You better know English, okay? But the problem is again the habit of speaking. We do not have a habit of speaking. Why do we not have the habit of speaking? There is just one reason. What is that reason? The reason behind it is the atmosphere, the environment. The atmosphere that in which we are living is not the environment where we can speak English every time, okay? So it's the case only. So what we have to do, we have to create our own environment in our home. If you do not have the environment at your home, create the environment at the social media. Now you are enjoying a high-speed social media apps there, like Facebook is there, Instagram is there, YouTube is there. So just make the friends and start speaking with them. And one more thing, WhatsApp is there, and the WhatsApp you can even talk with your near friends, okay, the close friends. So what you have to do, you have to yourself create the environment, and then you have to move on speaking. Make the habit. That's the simple thing. If you do not have the habit, you will never be able to make a good language, to improve your language, okay? This is the only case. Now, as I always tell you, it's not the reason that you do not know the vocab, you do not know the fluency, so you are not going to start speaking. You feel shy, you hesitate to speak. It's not the case. Whatever you know, even you can use the dual language, as I have told you, means you can speak in mixing your local language with the English, or mix the words in that and try to speak those in your speaking. Okay, it's the general case of speaking the English. So now we are moving towards the today's topic. As I told you yesterday we covered 12 tenses, in which I told you all the tenses were for the speaking only. Yes, hello Mushahid, hello Mubarak, good to see you people. Others are there as well. I hope my voice is clear. Just show me high five or okay. Because it's raining outside and I'm sitting outside, I'm enjoying there. Okay, thank you. The voice is clear. So the 12 tenses that we did yesterday, as I told you, those were for the practice of speaking only. Now today we are going to talk on the simple tenses. Again, we should keep a simple thing in our mind, that apart from the simple tenses, the whole tenses, the other remaining tenses were easier, okay, because their structure was same. in each tense, like in continuous, imperfect, or imperfect continuous, the structure of the sentence was same. Okay, let me show you yesterday's lecture first, then we are moving towards today's lecture. Okay, it will be clear. Okay, look, this is yesterday's lecture. Okay, lecture number 9. So as I tell you, in continuous, the structure is same for the 3: present continuous, past continuous, future continuous. In perfect, the structure is same, and in perfect continuous, the structure is same. While in the case of the simple tenses, the structure is different. The present simple tense has the different structure, the past has different structure, and the future has different structure. So this is the reason the simple tenses are a bit complex. Okay, so today we are going to start that where do we use these simple tenses, what is the importance of these simple tenses. Okay, then we will do some examples related to them, and then I'll assign some assignments to you people. Okay, so let's move towards the simple tenses first use. Okay, let me again tell you one thing that's very easy. That's very okay. The picture is not clear. Okay, don't worry. I will just send you the picture in the WhatsApp. It's the internet issue that the pictures are blurring actually. Not a big deal. Okay, so students, what we have to do actually when we are talking about the simple tenses, or even in English, make one thing when we are speaking. What happens when we start speaking, when we start chatting with someone? We first think in our own language. We think that in Sindhi, and then we try to translate that. Okay, now keep one thing in your mind, that there is no any translation in the English. Okay, means there is no any translation from Sindhi to English. If you do the translation of Sindhi to English, believe me, you will feel shy, you will hesitate, and you will never be able to speak fluently. You will always stuck to that point. What will be the point? What will be the English of this word? What will be the English of this sentence, like this? Okay, let me show you an example. For example, I am writing down a sentence in Sindhi. Okay, I have written down a sentence in Sindhi, Ma mani khama to. Okay, in Urdu I can say that मैं roti खाता हूँ. Okay, now let's begin to translate in English. Means we begin to start translating it from Sindhi to Urdu. So the English of ma will be I. Mani means roti, will be food. Kamato means will be eat. Okay, do you think it is right? No, it's not right. Okay, what will be the English of this? The English of this will be I eat food. So that is the right way to convey the message. Okay, so it means if we start translating from Sindhi to English, we will make such type of the mistakes in which we will move the words here and there, in which we will destroy the structure of the sentence. So what we have to do, as I told you, we have to create the environment, and an environment, by listening, by watching, by reading, you will improve slowly and gradually. Okay, so from today, make a habit. What habit? Not to translate. Okay, not to translate. Now let's move towards our lecture. So the first use of the simple tenses is the simple tenses are used for the habits. Okay, for example, how do they show the habits? I'm writing down here the block. Uses of simple tenses. Okay, so habits. Now for example, I brush my teeth. So generally, what does this sentence mean? I brush my teeth. It means it is your habit. Okay, it's your habit, or it's your daily routine. Early in every morning, you just get up and you brush your teeth. It doesn't mean that right now you are brushing your teeth. This sentence doesn't show that you are brushing your teeth right now. No. Okay, it's your habit. It's not necessary you use the word daily or not. It's not necessary. It's optional. The sentence itself tells you that it's your habit. Let's quote some other examples. For example, I go to school. I go to school. It's also a habit. We eat biryani in dinner. Okay, so this sentence doesn't show that right now you are eating. No, this sentence represents the habit, the routine of us. Okay, so this is the first use of the simple tense. It means whenever you are to write down your habits, you are to write down your daily routine, or you want to tell someone about your day, so in that case you will use the simple tense. Okay, the present simple tense. Okay, so we can quote some more examples. For example, I comb my hair. It's the routine. At least twice or thrice in a day you comb your hair. I wash my face. This is again a habit. It doesn't mean that right now I am washing my face. No. Okay, it's your habit. I drink water 10 times a day. It's again your habit. I take tea 5 times a day. It's your habit. Okay, I go to school by my bicycle. It's again your habit. So whenever you are describing the habits or expressing your habits, it's better to use the simple tenses. It becomes effective. Okay, this is the first use of the simple tenses. Okay, now let's move towards the second use of the simple tenses. So students, the second use of the simple tenses is to express the statements. Okay, now what is the meaning of statements? Statements means to state something, to tell something, to express something. Okay, to state something, to express something, to tell something to someone. Okay, so this is what the statement basically. So how can be the examples, how can we define that statement by the examples? So look, for example, I'm a teacher. Now basically this is my profession, but this is also a statement. Remember, in statements there will be no any main verb. The main verb will not be present there. The to be's verbs will be your main verbs. To be's verbs. Now what are the to be's verbs? To be's verbs are is, am, are, was, were, have, has, etc. Okay, they are all acting as the to be's verb. Means whenever in a sentence, now look at this sentence first. Here in this sentence, I is the subject. A teacher is the object. And this am is acting as the verb. Okay, now basically this am is a to be's verb, so it's not the main verb, so that's why the sentence becomes the statement. Okay, let's quote some more examples. For example, she is a girl. Stars are white. Sky is high. Okay, so in these examples, got it, no any main verb is used. They are all telling us, informing us something. They all sentences are expressing something, so that's why we do not call them as the other sentences rather than the statements. Okay, they are stating something. So whenever you have the statements, then you use the simple tenses again. Okay, so these are the two basic uses of the simple tenses whenever you are to express your habits, your routines, or your repeated actions. Then you have to use the simple tenses, or if you have to state something, to express something, then you again use the simple tense. Simple tense. Okay, now apart from these two, again the main use of this is the third and the last one. Okay, there might be so many uses of these, but these are according to me which makes our speech easier. Okay, so that's why we are just concentrating on those. So the third one and the most important one is what generally what happens whenever we are to write down any story, any paragraph. Okay, then we have to use the simple tenses. Believe me, in writing down the story, or in writing down the paragraphs, or even in writing down the essays, if you are using the simple tenses, you will make very minor mistakes, or might be no any mistake. Okay, we will have a detailed session on these stories and paragraphs and essays later on. Okay, now and since the topic came, so that's why we just put a small light on that the important use of the simple tenses is to use the tenses in these stories. Okay, so that is all that we talked about the uses. Now okay, let me just change the video. Okay, so these were the three main uses regarding the simple tenses. Okay, I hope you will experience, you will use these tenses in the things that I have told you. Okay, since it's raining today and there is no any electricity today, so I will just wind up a bit earlier. We will focus on these simple tenses again in the next lecture. Okay, unless we move towards the next lecture, because before starting the detailed session on the simple tenses or any other sentence, we have to put a small light on the subject, verb and object as well, the parts of the sentence. Okay, so we will work on these topics tomorrow in the next class. Now today what we learned, you have to just make the practice of these things at your homes. Okay, unless we do not do the practice, we will not be able to fluent, we will not be able to improve more and more. Okay, now if you have any question, you can ask me on my WhatsApp group, or you can ask me on the Facebook. Okay, so that was all from me in today's lecture. I hope you enjoyed, and please watch my videos on my YouTube and subscribe my YouTube channel as well. So till tomorrow, see you. Allah Hafiz.